8,000 years ago in a village in Anatolia, someone picked up a piece of black volcanic glass and started rubbing. Coarse stone first, then finer, then fat and soft cloth. Weeks of work for one moment. The moment the rock looked back, it was the first mirror ever made. And it began a pursuit we have never stopped. Because today, the descendants of that rock do more than show faces. They catch starlight from the edge of the universe. They draw the chips inside your phone. One of them felt two black holes collide, 1 billion light years away. This is a new series about the most perfect objects human beings have ever made. And it begins with the object that started it all. Episode 1, The Perfect Mirror. For most of history, a mirror was a fight with the material itself. Volcanic glass, ground smooth by hand, in stages, coarser, then finer, and brought to a shine, the old sources say, with animal fat and cloth. Then came metal. Mirror makers loaded bronze with tin, around 30%, roughly double an ordinary bronze, because it made the metal whiter and brighter. They called it speculum. It was hard, it was brittle, it tarnished, and it was still what the world's best telescope mirrors were made of, well into the 19th century. For 8,000 years, a mirror meant one thing, a surface made smooth by patience, so a human could see a human. What changed everything was a new ambition. Stop making mirrors to look at yourself. Make one big enough and true enough to gather the sky. In 1934, at a glassworks in Corning, New York, they poured a disc of molten Pyrex 5 meters wide, the 200-inch mirror of the Palomar telescope. The first casting failed. The second held, a honeycomb giant, 20 tons of glass instead of 40. And then the real work began. More than a decade of grinding and polishing, wearing away almost 10,000 pounds of glass, a war of patience, interrupted by an actual war, until the surface matched a perfect curve to within 2 millionths of an inch, 50 nanometers, on a mirror 5 meters across, an error more than 1,000 times finer than a human hair. The shine itself weighs almost nothing. A whisper of aluminium, boiled onto the glass in a vacuum, a trick worked out in the 1930s by a physicist named John Strong. In 1949, the great eye opened, and for more than 4 decades, nothing on Earth saw deeper. Now, here is the secret of perfect mirrors. A mirror can be wrong in 2 different ways. Shape. Is the curve true? Texture. Zoom in. Is the surface glassy or fuzzy? You can spend years polishing your way out of both. Or you can do something that sounds like vandalism. In the 1960s and 70s, engineers at America's national laboratories stopped polishing mirrors and started cutting them on a lathe. The blade, a single crystal of diamond, the hardest material there is, honed to an edge measured in nanometers. Livermore's great machine sat in a room where the temperature was not allowed to move, measuring its own cutting tool with laser light. And by the lab's own account, it carved metal mirrors true to about 28 nanometers. And the cut is not rough. The tool marks it leaves are about 1 nanometer deep. A mirror, cut like wood on a lathe. Which brings us to the most perfect mirrors ever made. They do not show faces. They do not collect starlight. They were built to listen. An observatory called LIGO keeps its mirrors at the ends of 2 arms, each 4 kilometers long. Each mirror is a 40-kilogram cylinder of fused silica, glass of almost unthinkable purity, polished to nanometer smoothness, and coated with dozens of microscopically thin layers. Those coatings are so perfect that when the laser strikes them, out of every 2 million photons, they absorb about 1. The rest are handed back again and again, hundreds of times. All of that perfection buys one ability. This machine can feel the distance between its mirrors change by 1/10,000th of the width of a proton. And on the 14th of September 2015, it happened. A ripple in space itself swept through the Earth from 2 black holes that had collided over 1 billion years ago. It moved those mirrors by a fraction of a proton's width, and they felt it. The first gravitational wave ever caught by a mirror. And the perfect mirror has one more job, the strangest of all. It writes. The newest computer chips are printed with extreme ultraviolet light, a wavelength of 13.5 nanometers. Light this extreme is absorbed by air, by glass, by almost everything. You cannot build a lens for it because there is nothing transparent left to build one from. So the machine that prints chips focuses its light entirely with mirrors in a vacuum. Each one is a stack of silicon and molybdenum, up to 100 layers, each just a few atoms thick. A single layer reflects about 1% of the light, 100 of them spaced so their faint reflections rise and fall in step, hand back 70%. ZEISS, who make these mirrors, describe them this way. Enlarge one to the size of Germany, and its tallest bump would stand 1/10 of a millimeter high. The chip this video is playing on was drawn by mirrors. One last question. How do you even check work like this? How do you measure a surface whose bumps are smaller than an atom? With the finest ruler there is, light itself. Press a reference flat against the surface and the trapped light folds into stripes of color. Each stripe a contour line, a fraction of a wavelength tall. The atom becomes the unit, 2/10ths of a nanometer. And the pursuit is not over. Our best mirrors today hand back 99.9997% of the light. Of 1 million photons, they lose 3. 8,000 years ago, we ground a rock until it showed us a face. Today, we grind mirrors until they show us black holes colliding in the dark and draw the machines that think. The more perfect the mirror, the deeper we see. Next time, the most perfect clock ever built, the machine that is redefining time itself. Subscribe. The series has just begun.